thousands of failed attempts to end the crippling epidemic of polio, motivation was the drug that propelled Dr. Jonas Salk to discover a vaccine. After water hoses, police dogs, death threats, and violence, motivation was the power that would never let Martin Luther King give up in his pursuit of equality. And after a devastating diagnosis of cancer, motivation was the burning passion that caused Lance Armstrong to win more Tour de France races than anyone in history. But at no time in the history of this country has motivation been more needed and more critical. In a world of frustration, obstacles, difficulty, and struggle, your possibilities for greatness are determined by your motivation. For over 2 decades, Get Motivated Seminars has produced the most popular seminars in the world. Get Motivated Seminars had a vision to do something that had never been done before. To gather the world's greatest leaders and achievers on one platform so that they could impart the inspiration, information, skills, and motivation that would empower you to fulfill your extraordinary potential. When the circumstances of life conspire to discourage you, when the challenges seem overwhelming and the obstacles insurmountable, when your critics write you off as finished, your personal motivation is the burning fire that will transform your circumstances and change your life. Today, you will be coached and inspired by the most successful people in the world. Today, you have the ability to gain life-changing skills that will forever change your perspective on success. Today, you have the power to discover a new future and the opportunity to determine your destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the internationally acclaimed Get Motivated Business Seminar. Get ready, because your life will never be the same.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your MC for today, Kari Michelson.
Good morning, Los Angeles. Well, my name is Kari Michelson. I do have the privilege of being your MC for today. And on behalf of our terrific team and our amazing speakers, I want to thank you all for being here and welcome you to the Get Motivated Business Seminar. Now, before this awesome day is over, you're going to get inspired, get challenged, and you're going to get to know a lot of other successful people. I mean, we have such a huge day ahead for you, and we don't want you to miss a thing. You're all definitely in the right place at the right time today. Because, see, this isn't your typical sit in your seat, let your mind wander kind of seminar. I mean, if any of you came here thinking that, you're in for such a huge surprise. Because today, we are going to hear from the best of the best. I mean, we have the privilege of hearing from the greatest speakers and leaders in the world. Because today, right here on this stage, live and in person, you are going to hear from America's Mayor, Rudi Giuliani, the greatest quarterback in NFL history, Joe Montana, will be in the house. Legendary president of Microsoft, Mr. Rick Belluzzo, will be with us today. The internationally acclaimed investing expert, Mary Buffett, will be in the house speaking to you today. Former First Lady of the United States, Laura Bush, will be on this platform. The legendary soldier statesman, General Colin Powell, will be in the house. Renowned Notre Dame head coach Lou Holtz will be up here speaking with you. Celebrating four-star General Stanley McChrystal is also with us today. And America's favorite comedian, Bill Cosby, right here on this platform. Well, look, we're so glad you're here, and we're thrilled that we can be here to share this day with you. And look, we know this is a business seminar, but we believe if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. So we want to give you permission, right from the very start of the morning, just to cut loose, make noise, and have fun. Because I've heard that you guys here in Los Angeles know how to make noise and have fun. Is that true, LA? Oh, come on, I can't hear you. Is that true, Los Angeles? There it is. Well, that's great. Because we've got the most amazing people appearing on this stage for you today. And they're going to be giving it all they've got, heart and soul. So I thought it'd be nice for us to do something really special for them. So as I introduce the speakers throughout the day, how would you like to give them the loudest, most enthusiastic welcome they've ever had from any audience anywhere? I mean, let's not just clap. Let's leap to our feet, scream, cheer, whistle, applaud. Let's just totally blow them away with our enthusiasm. Can we do that? All right. Okay, that's a pretty good start. But here's what I like to do. You guys just put your stuff down. Everybody stand up. Let's just practice one time, bringing our speakers to the stage with the loudest, rowdiest, noisiest welcome that we can possibly give. Because see, they're backstage right now and they can hear us, and they're going to get motivated and inspired by our enthusiasm. So, on the count of 3, let's give it everything we got. You guys ready? All right, 1, 2, 3, go! Speaker of the day, yes? Well, why don't you stay standing while I bring him to the stage? Our first guest is the former president and chief operating officer of Microsoft Corporation. And as president and COO, he was responsible for, listen to this, guiding the company's business strategy, directing business operations, managing sales, marketing, and business development, and basically directing several of Microsoft's emerging businesses, including the Xbox project and the company's television business. Now, he is currently the chairman of Quantum, and Forbes magazine says that he is blessed with a knack for deal making and the ability to focus on what works. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Rick Paluzzo.
California, my home state. I live up north. It's a great place. Hey, what I'd like to do with the time that we have today is talk to you about a set of lessons that I've learned in my years in the technology industry. I've spent 36 years working for some great companies, introducing some fun products, working with really fascinating people, and through that process, I've learned a lot. I've had a lot of successes, I've had a lot of setbacks, and I want to share those with you today with the hope that you can apply those to your life, to your career, to your family, to anything that you find is an important priority for you today. So I'm going to share those 5 with you, but before we start, I want to talk to you about the environment. I want to set the context for where we find ourselves in the world today. You know, I believe that this is a time of really unprecedented time for us in our life and in our world. You know, I started probably 10 years ago talking about change, talking about disruption, getting people excited about the fact that the world is going to be different. And I thought back then that we were in a time that was the most significant than what I have seen in my life and in my career. And here we are 10 years later, and it's only accelerated. It's only become more significant. This notion of disruption in our environment, in our world, is really big. How many of you feel that? A lot of us. That the world around us feels a bit unsettled. We believe that we feel insecurity about the future. How do we make a living? How do we navigate our way through this change? Where are the opportunities? What should we do? And I talk to a lot of groups, and so many times I find people feel like they have this kind of cloud around them, really being uncertain and insecure about that. The most important thing, though, with that being said, that I want you to leave with today is to leave with the point of view that disruption, change, even turmoil can really create opportunity for us. We have to have the acceptance that this is a time of significant change. It's just going to continue. And through all of that, our responsibility for ourselves is to find places where change creates opportunities, to learn a new career, to build new skills, to start a new business. Those opportunities exist in the face of all this change and disruption. Let me really tell you a business story that really emphasizes that. I spent most of my career at Hewlett-Packard. I started very young. And in the early 80s, I found myself in Boise, Idaho, working in the printer business. And in the early 80s, the market was dominated by a technology called impact printing. You remember the printers that made the noise that zzz across, they're very annoying and, drove us crazy? Well, we were in that marketplace, but we weren't doing very well as a company. We had single-digit market shares, struggling to make any profit. It was very, very tough. The market was dominated by mostly companies in Japan, and we were struggling and doing everything we were supposed to do. New products, lower cost, improve quality, all the things that you're supposed to do to be successful. But guess what? The progress wasn't very significant. And then in the early 80s, a group of people got together and said, a disruption is coming, a major change, a new force is on the horizon called non-impact printing. We decided to completely shift and focus in this new area of which the market was still very small. And in 1984, we introduced the world's first inkjet printer and the world's first desktop laser printer. And you know what? Of course, the rest is history. We quickly became number one. For most of our time, we could say that we had greater market share than everyone else combined. And the companies that were a leader in the old market, of course, they couldn't transition. They couldn't change. They didn't see the opportunity that was caused by the disruption. But do you see the point there relative to our own lives and the world we're in today? There are those changes, those disruptions going on around us all the time. And we need to have the point of view, the attitude, the energy that say that those things are going to be good, and we're going to be the kind of people that look for opportunities in this crazy world and this disruptive environment. Makes you different than most others. The third point is, in this new environment we're in today, related to the point I just made, is you need to view yourself as the enterprise. You are the enterprise. What do I mean by that? I mean, you're the person, the entity of value. You need to look at yourself as something that needs to get stronger and better, new skills, better education, new relationships, and constantly be thinking about what is going to make us, you and I, more valuable. It used to be that we would start our career, we'd go to work for a company, we could spend 30 years or whatever at that company, we could retire, all was good. We had a pension, all the stuff. It doesn't work that way anymore today. Very, very rare. If you could find that, take it. But most of us are going to have to reinvent ourselves throughout our career. We're going to have to find new skills, new careers, new opportunities. And in order to do that, we have to be in a never-ending mission to make ourselves better